Hello, movie review, Season of the Witch. I didn't really like Season of the Witch. It had, it was well made and everything, good acting and all that, but, and I rented it because I was like, oh, cool, like a historical movie. I like the historical movies, but I'm starting to get sick of movies that just aren't realistic. I want them to make more historical movies, and this is what I was thinking when I was watching the movie. Why can't they just make more historical movies of things that actually happened in ways that it actually happened that can actually be a educational experience? And I think it's going to start to be like that more. And I'm actually going to make a formal command to Hollywood when I'm done with my history timeline that people need to start making realistic movies, because that actually revolve around how life really is. And I know they can't really do that so much now because people don't really have a consensus about how life really is. But in a few years, when people will have a consensus, there's all kinds of movies that we should make based on that, and not based on how the consensus of how we thought the world was in the freaking Dark Ages, because we're not in the Dark Ages anymore. Like Season of the Witch basically is about demons possessing a girl, and then the demons fly around and they fight the demons, and it's like, how many times have we seen that? And there are some parts that weren't really all that realistic either. I mean, like if the demon wanted to go to some castle, but couldn't the demon have gone to the castle himself? He didn't have to be in the girlie's body. Couldn't he have just, or maybe he had to he couldn't fly around in the world, but because maybe he only had the powers at the castle for some reason because the special book was there. Maybe that's what it was, but I don't know. But the beginning part with all of the Crusades and them fighting was pretty cool. How those guys were just invincible, like kick anybody's ass, everybody's. But yeah, I was entertained by it, but I was a little bit annoyed by just the unoriginality of it. It's like anybody can write a Hollywood movie when you see movies like this. Like you get a 5-year-old to do it. Oh yeah, they have to go across the quest, and there's all the monsters and the demons and. And then they fight at the end, and all the tongues come out and wrap around them, and yeah, man, I wanna evolve, because there are so many different events and wars and really interesting things that happen that you could make, I think, an interesting movie out of. You don't have to have the demons, and especially with the aliens, man. We should do a movie about the fall of Atlantis. We should do a movie about the creation of the human race, splicing Homo erectus with Anunnaki, and there's so many different of those movies that we should be putting out. The creation of the pyramids, But yeah, I like the actors. Nick Nolte is a good actor. Or no, wait, that's not the guy. Nicolas Cage is a good actor, and that other dude who played Hellboy was a good actor in that movie. Yeah, and then there's this kid who's a really good actor. He's all fighting really hard and stuff. But I think there was a little bit of a historical inaccuracy in that movie where. It was about the Black Plague. Like in the movie, the Black Plague was caused by the monster, and they were at the Crusades at the same time. The big Black Plague was in 1347 to 50, and the Crusades were like in the 1200s. So it was like a 100-year difference. But I guess that's Hollywood for you. But that's what I'm saying. I think in the future, Hollywood should bend to reality instead of bending to what they think is going to be entertaining to the people. And the only reason it is entertaining to the people is because people don't know the real reality. Once people know the real reality and you don't bend to reality, people are just going to be irked. They're going to be like, it's kind of like making a movie about World War II, like Hitler and the Nazis fighting with machine guns. But everybody's driving around in like 2,000 Humvees, you know what I mean? Like totally not realistic. People are going to be annoyed by that. And it's the same thing with historical movies. So I think that's indicative, when you have all these historical movies that aren't accurate. And they make all these corners. They do that. It just shows how people don't know history. But anyways, it was entertaining, but